So, hello everybody. I work for the Maryland Department of Housing, and we have the Maryland Mortgage Program. So, I guess that's what we're going to talk about today. Um, so, our product line, anything on the yellow is for first-time home buyers, and anything on the green is for repeat buyers or first-time home buyers. But I recommend you get something from the yellow side. It offers more help for you. And then we have a specialty product line, and I'll talk about more about each of these programs down the line. And again, it's specialized loans that we can offer more money so you can use for your down payment assistance and closing cost. So for the Maryland Mortgage Program, you do have to take a class like this. So unfortunately, you do have to repeat it again. But it will just be a nice refresher of, the whole buying process from start to end. And it could be, approved by HUD. It has to be approved by HUD, Fannie Mae, or Freddie Mac. Or it could be from a private mortgage insurer. So it all depends. When you speak with your mortgage lender, he will, give you more information. Justin is the perfect person to talk to. So these are our product lines for first-time home buyers. We have the first-time Advantage Direct, and we offer no down payment assistance. But the benefit of it is that we offer the best interest rate with that one. And most of our interest rates are typically lower from what most banks are offering currently. Most banks are like 7 to 8%, correct? Or, and yeah.
We like to go on the lower side, so we'll say
It changes daily, so for us, it's the same thing. The interest rate fluctuates from day to day. Currently, yesterday for that one was at around 6%, and you can always buy down. If once you start the buying process, your lender will talk to you about all of that. Now, if you don't have money for the down payment assistance, we do offer assistance for that. The first time Advantage is $6,000 that you can use for closing and the down payment. And it, like he stated, it's a second lien loan that you never have to pay while you're paying your first mortgage, and it doesn't accrue interest throughout the whole process. So, what people typically do is once they sell their homes, they add that $6,000, and they just don't worry about it. In Maryland, people like to, people fight for houses, so it'll be useful for it. And then you could also use these two programs for partner match, which I will talk to you about later. And it's to get additional funds for your house. It's grants and loans. So that's the grants you'll never have to pay back ever again, but the loans you will. It all depends on what you get or don't get. And so these are the next first-time Advantage loans: 3, 4, 5% of the house, and it's the same thing. It's what you need. If you need extra money, we'll be willing to give you extra money. We can give you 3% of the house that you're trying to purchase, 4% of the house that you're trying to purchase, or 5% of the house that you're trying to purchase. The only thing is the more money you get, the higher the interest rate that it will be. Then we have the Home Start program, which it's only people who are below the 50% of the area median income qualify for this program. And you can get 6% of the house you're trying to purchase. But I think here in Montgomery County, the area median income is like $117,000. So like half of that would be $58,000. So if you make less than that, you qualify for this program. And then anybody a repeat buyer? Already own a home? No? Well, these are the same programs, but these are only for people who have already owned a home. So, even if you aren't a first-time home buyer, we have programs that at least help you with down payments assistance. So these are our specialty loans. Does anybody have student debt? No? It's okay. Well, we're willing to forgive up to $50,000 of anybody's student debt. So if you know anybody, we can forgive student debt after 5 years. 20% every year we'll forgive of the $50,000. So it's a nice program, and other states have copied us. So Maryland's pioneering in this.
the Smart Buy is great, so you can use that in addition. So that's not even going to be part of your second lien. That's a separate loan that they're willing to do. The few restrictions, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that whatever they offer you has to pay off the entire student loan debt. So there is obviously some caveats to it, but it only has to, if you have more than one borrower, if you're purchasing with a spouse, whomever, that amount only has to pay off one of their debts. So it's a very good program. I've used it before in loans. And it's, again, can be combined with the other down payment assistance loans too.
So I did also forget to mention that credit score that you are required for at least these loans, the 3 to 5%, you have to have a minimum credit score of 640 to qualify for it. We do have housing counselors that can help you bring up your credit score, budgeting, and all that. You know, also your realtor and your mortgage lender will help you with that because, you know, they're trying to get you into a home. So we'll have several resources that you can use down the line, you know, so you could get a better credit score and gain more money. And then for the Maryland Smart and Buy program, you do have to have a credit score of 720. So it is a little higher, but it's definitely worth it. And then we have the partner match program, and it's a variety of local, it could be local government, builders, or, you know, local partners that we work with that they'll give you extra money. It could be loans and it could be grants. All depends. Online, we have a list of all of our partner match programs. In the booklets, there's a link to it. So I definitely recommend you guys check it out because it's extra money. You don't have to bring it to closing. If you guys have any questions, you know, just stop me anytime because I might be going too fast. And then, well, is anybody here a Maryland State employee? No? Okay. Well, we do offer extra money for Maryland State employees, so if you know anybody, I guess, we'll offer $2,500 extra with the $6,000 for closing costs. Anybody here live in Greenbelt? I know, I have very specific loans, and yeah, so the city of Greenbelt is offering renters of Greenbelt up to $15,000 as a grant so they could move into Greenbelt in a home there. So this is a very specific loan.
So if you're not from Greenbelt and want to move there,
No, you have to be a renter, unfortunately. So these specific programs are partners. We partner with the local housing counties. So this one is specific to Montgomery County. And there's one that I don't have on the slide, but I will talk about because they're thinking about bringing it back. So I don't know if anybody's a county employee here in Montgomery County. Cool. That works for you. Okay, so we can offer a second lien. We can offer you up to $25,000 so you can use for your down payment and closing costs. It is a loan, but it's a 0% interest loan. And the benefit of this, I guess, if you keep your house for the 30 years, that loan will be forgiven completely. So it's $25,000. It's a big plus, especially in Montgomery County. This is the most expensive county in Maryland, but it's a nice place to live.
A 0% interest loan with 4% inflation over the next few years, that actually is a gift.
Yeah, I mean, and your first mortgage, you're paying the interest rate. So I think it's a benefit that you don't have to pay that $25,000. So there is the Montgomery homeownership program that it's not on my slides because currently it's getting reworked with, but that's also going to be a $25,000 grant, and it's for Montgomery County residents, or if you're just trying to move into Montgomery County, the county will offer you, again, a $25,000 0% interest loan, and you don't have to pay this off until you sell the home, refinance, or finish paying off your first mortgage, or if you transfer the title onto somebody else. So those are the only things. But, yeah, again, it's $25,000. Yeah. You just have to move into Montgomery County.
that's it, that's the only requirement.
Have a credit score of 640, and that's it. Yeah, it's very easy to qualify for that program specific. There are income requirements, but I can't.
Was it 120% of income?
I think so. They're reworking it.
So it's 120% AMI. Okay, so sorry, John.
Go for it. I mean,
So
What is AMI?
so it's area median income. Okay, and we're in the DC area. We're in what's called a high cost area. Okay, so obviously with people, so 80% AMI is about 120,000 right now, up to 120% AMI. I believe it's closer to $200,000 right now. So it's very broad. Most people, unless you're super loaded, right?
Yeah.
Would meet the income cap qualifications. And then there's also sales price caps and loan amount sizes, which typically run with the conforming loan limit, which is about $726,000. So essentially, if you're not in the realm for $1 million home, if you're at that reasonable price range and your income's well within that kind of 190,000 cap, you should be able to qualify with good credit score.
And then it's only for first-time home buyers?
yes,
Yes.
it is only for first-time home buyers.
And what is a first-time home buyer for Maryland?
So you're considered a first-time home buyer if you haven't ever owned a home or if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years. So that's it.
So it's pretty broad.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have the home ability program, and it's for if you're living with somebody who's disabled. We'll provide a first lien loan up to 95% of the loan, the house value. But then we'll also provide a second lien loan that will be a 0% interest loan up to $45,000, which would basically cover the rest of what you owe on that 5% that you have to bring down to closing. And it's a very nice program because we offer a very low interest rate for this one, but you have to have low income, so you have to make less than 80% of the area median income, which I think he just explained.
Yeah, it's about 120.
It's still pretty high, especially in all of Maryland. Yeah, unless you move into the woods somewhere, most people do qualify for these programs.
That's in Montgomery, if I can start.
Yeah.
That's just in Montgomery County. So there are different income cap limits for each county in Maryland for MMP, right? So obviously, the further you go into Allegheny or Eastern Shore, right, are not going to have the same area minimum incomes that will drop.
Yeah, so the highest area median incomes in Maryland is Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and Anne Arundel County falls lower in that, but it's still pretty high, so yeah. And then general eligibility, you may be single or married, but if you're married, they will be counting both incomes. So if you're not married, don't get married until you buy the house, because that way your lender can work with you and see how you can qualify. So, and that must be your primary residence. So this can't be an investment property, and you have to live there,
Is there a term limit on how long you have to live there, like
until you sell the house or refinance it to a different loan.
FHA, where you do like a year,
Yeah.
months, and then
This has to be your primary residence for the life of the loan.
second?
Yeah. And you cannot own property anywhere else in the U.S. because the underwriters and everyone will check and they will find it if you do have it. And then you must have a valid Social Security. You don't have to be a citizen of the U.S. Everyone on the loan must live inside the house. And, house, we have income eligibility, so all that is online. We do have a calculator where you can kind of check if you will be able to qualify for these programs. On one of the booklets, there's a website that will give you the calculator, and it will give you at least a general idea of what the monthly payments will be. So, I definitely, please check the websites out because they're a good resource. And yeah. That was my presentation. It was short, but yeah. Any questions? I know I went through a lot.
So if someone moves into Montgomery County, do they have like a time duration they have to live there before they apply?
What do you mean?
Like say you just moved into Montgomery County from Virginia.
Yeah.
And you haven't been a resident for 90 days. Do you still qualify?
For the,
And
So, I mean, are you talking about the first-time home buyer?
Yep, yep.
So do you own a home here?
No, I'm a resident of Montgomery County, but, I've been there for years, but I'm just wondering,
Are you renting?
yes.
Okay, then yeah, you would be qualified as a first-time home buyer.
Rent, no matter what.
Yeah. If you don't own property, that's where you will not count as a first-time home buyer. Yeah.
But I guess what he's saying is you automatically qualify as a resident in Montgomery County, even the first month that you move in and you start to rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just as a general question for this presentation and the others, will the slides be made available?
Yes, I'm gonna have a website available for everybody with all the presentations and all the material and links to other materials online.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what we're taking videos, we can watch it again.
Thank you very much.
All right. I guess that's it. So, thank you guys.